welcome back. I had talked a couple times back about doing an after action kind of assessment, what worked, what didn't, when you've had to use your emergency prep stuff, your radios, your equipment. We had devastating flooding in our area, more to the south of us than where we were specifically, but it was devastating nonetheless for the area. The area is still recovering. There's still support efforts going on and a lot of need, especially Western North Carolina, but parts of East Tennessee too. And so check out projecthelene.org for more info on some of the upper mountain counties. And as time goes on, I'm going to get you information on more of the support structure and the organizations that are helping. But I wanted to talk today about 4 big things that I decided I need to improve on with my setup that I've already taken some steps to start addressing. And, I have a mobile Yaesu that I used with a battery pack from Harbor Freight. Worked pretty well. It was good. I used a mobile antenna on a magnet mount on a cookie sheet, and it was great. It was able to get me to the main repeater in the area. I heard a lot of information about what was going on in the area. We were able to ask a couple of questions and get reports back from people on some specifics that were related to things that we needed to know. And we were able to get weather alerts throughout, even with cell service down, with everything else down, power out, all of that. So it was great. It was fantastic. But I do have a couple amateur radio handhelds like this Baofeng. I've also got a couple other. This is a tri-bander. I've got a dual band VHF UHF. I've got another one that's VHF and 220, and another dual bander that's a really tiny cheap one. But I identified that I need something better for close-in communication between family. And one of the things was going to be GMRS. I have the GMRS license, and this is the GM15 Pro. It's the Baofeng. I would have chosen probably the TidRadio the T3, H3, and at some point I may add one of those in because I kind of like some features that I see on that. However, we were about to go camping this coming weekend, and the only thing that could ship and get here in time was the GMRS. And so I've got 3 of those that I'm doing some other videos about. So more radios is the number one thing. We need more options for local comms. We need the ability to get into 6 meter and 10 meter possibly. That's something that's crossed my mind. Some of the other more local frequencies. I'd like to be able to open up shortwave to HF frequencies and be able to communicate that way, at least to hear what's going on out in the world. Because I feel like, one, it helps us know what's going on in the world. I know when communications shut down, you don't even know what's going on 2 miles down the road, or nationally or internationally. I think it's an important thing to be aware of. But more radios, number 1. Antennas, 2. Since the storm, I've got another magnet mount antenna. This one I'm using on the car a lot. It's a 5/8 wave on 2 meter, so it's a little better reception. But I have decided that I need more and better antennas, because I even sometimes hook up one of these to the magnet mount, and it gets really good reception. It's pretty impressive. You don't necessarily have to have the mobile rig or the big base station at home with a good antenna. You can use adapters and get to a handheld like this. I'm curious about getting some directional antennas, some Yagis, in various bands, or making them myself. And that's the other thing there, along with the antennas, is maybe I need to get the accessories to be able to make them. The SO239 adapters, or connectors rather, and lots of spare wire, and get the formulas written down for how I calculate the length for the driven element and the reflector and the directors, all of those, the spacing of them. That's something I really want to look at, and so that's in the basket of antennas, includes homebrew stuff. Third big area is the adapters that I just mentioned, because I've got a number of connectors that go from the SO239 to this SMA port here. I've got a number of adapters that go to BNC, which is what my scanner takes, and just cable adapters, all of those little accessories that if you don't have, well, you're out of luck. But if you do, then you can put some things together and mix and match. So that's a very important thing on my list. The last thing on my list, at the moment, the short list, I guess, is the idea of more battery power, more alternative power options. And I'll give you a glimpse. I actually have a Syntec battery from Harbor Freight that I've made use of. And I just got in a replacement battery for a project that I built about 15 years ago, maybe. And I did a battery in a box with an inverter, with a charge controller, a couple of DC plugs, all the connectivity that I could think that I might need. And so since it's been a while, it needs the battery replaced. And so I'm about to replace the battery in that, and that'll be its own separate video. So 4 big things that I could improve on from this last experience we had. More radios covering different niche uses, like local family communications, or opening up different channels of communication on different bands. More and better antennas, or the ability to make them. The accessories to connect and adapt, and that includes DC power accessories too, whether it's spare fuses for the car, for any other devices that you've got, solar, really wanting to add to our solar capacity right now as well, and then just the power itself, and of course all of those areas. There's a host of little bits and pieces that connect the dots. Solar is a good example because you have all sorts of different types of cabling standards, and you can adapt one to another. You need charge controllers for your batteries. You need all sorts of stuff. And so there is a whole ecosystem there to adapt to. But that's on my short list of 4 big things that I want to get in better shape for next time. For the next storm, for the next earthquake, for the next man-made natural, whatever it is, just to have our communications more resilient and robust than it's been. And so anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to check out my other videos. I've got an unboxing or 2 of these GM15 Pros. I'll have some more details on those as well after I've had a chance to really use them some. I'll also have another video where we're replacing the battery in this battery box, and just take a look at that little project. It was an easy project to build, something that you can buy some off the shelf. If you make something like that, you probably are going to be a little more confident with it, because you're going to feel like you own it if you've made it yourself. But anyway, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, and come back for more. We'll look forward to having you, and y'all take care until next time. Thanks.